Hi everyone, Jackson here. Welcome back to the daily endeavours for the 13th of December, even though it's the 14th. 10 steals, got to get through this quick because it's like 10 hours this time before reset. So these three here, outfit, 10 hours at a blacksmithing table, and dark anchor. I think these three are the easiest by far. Eternal Hunt is alright, but it's 9 traits and it requires Thieves Guild if you don't have that. You can use guild halls for it too, but yeah, these ones are still way easier and they don't require any traits researched. This one here I wouldn't even bother. You can fail it because players can come and kill you, so it's just a fucking pain in the ass to do. So outfits, very easy. 2 ways to do it very at least cheaply. 1 way to do it for free. Free way is if you're not wearing a helmet style, what you can do is go clear slot. If you're wearing the hide helmet, you clear slot, go okay, and then hide helmet. Doesn't cost you any gold at all, so it's a way to do it for free. If not, my suggestion is just get any random or like clear a color, go this one here, just clear any color, go okay, and then whatever color you had previously, so I call that ash black, just put that back on and then do it. That only costs a tiny bit of gold. So those are 2 ways I'd suggest there. Anything else is just gonna cost you more. Obviously you can do a full fashion check for yourself, but those are the cheapest ways I find and the easiest ways. Alright, so I'll do 10 hours at a blacksmithing table. So there's 2 places I suggest doing this. You can, the most surefire way would be to go the old Skyrim route. Iron daggers, just go iron ingots. You'll need 20 in total, 10 star materials. You can get star materials from blacksmiths, clothiers, and carpenters as well. For example, this guy over here would give you star materials as well. You can also, if you do writs, you might have access to a bunch of intricate items that you get from writs, for example, this stuff here. You can just deconstruct a ton of that stuff. But if you have nothing, no resources at all, you can still do it. You just need to be prepared to steal some stuff. So for example, Bright Steel Armory has a ton of shit you can steal. Another great example, or a great one that I use, is in Shadowfen and Stormhold. This pavilion here has a ton of blacksmithing items that you can steal. So gauntlets, cuirasses, anything that is like metal items, you can find here. You can find like 15 or something like that, like a crazy amount. And basically you deconstruct all that stuff. So you can go stealth and not get a bounty here, but I'm just gonna fast track it because otherwise it's wasting too much time. So what you do is just like you go stealth, wait for these guys to move around, and then steal everything when you're not spotted. But yeah, I'm not really fussed about it. Because yeah, you don't have to worry too much about it because yeah, you can give it like a couple of hours and your bounty will be gone. So by the time you go to sleep, usually it's gone. Alright, so just be careful. The guards don't usually like you can go really close to the guards and they don't give a fuck. So yeah, it's no big deal. So once you're done, just go to the blacksmithing table. All these items that you stole, just queue them up for deconstruction, and off you go. And that's that one done. Yeah, crafting is a bit more painful because you have to deal with because you have to you can't just steal stuff from the overland. You have to actually craft it yourself. In that case, usually I go writs. Alright, so with Eternal Hunt, you can find it in Hughes Vein. You need the Thieves Guild DLC, you find it here. You go this way shrine or this one, you kind of have to go up. I think there's a way up this way, you can like cheese it that way, or you can go up this way. It's kind of weird, it's a bit of a pain to get to. Now if you don't own Thieves Guild, you can come to any guild hall in the game and craft it from the Master Crafter stations. Your DLC zones, it'll be here, and we're looking for Eternal Hunt. So you can find it here. It requires 9 traits, so if you don't have something with 9 traits yet, it takes a fucking long time, and if you don't, it's fine, just do the other endeavors. But yeah, what I would suggest, as soon as you can, either do I prefer jewelry crafting to get max early, because you don't need star materials for jewelry crafting, you just need pewter, which is also very cheap. And with jewelry crafting you also get the exemplary things. So these are generally a lot cheaper than just getting the like level 1 items to research, because these things here you can't actually use them very well for like actual fighting, because you can't actually enchant them. Fun fact. Well, you didn't used to be able to when I was trying to use them. But yeah, generally I use these and or use the research scrolls. I don't think I have it. Oh yeah, these ones here. These all research ones or specific research. You can use these to speed up the process, and you can buy non-bound versions, but you'll be spending a lot of gold if you want to do a bunch of this stuff. Just do it slowly over time, and eventually you'll get there. But yeah, what I would suggest is definitely invest in like a single item first and just get that to 9 and then worry about everything else later, because then you can do the endeavors at any time regardless of where everything else is. If you need a decent guild hall, in Guild Finder you'll find a ton of trading guilds that have active guild halls. There's also a bunch that don't really have very much dues, you know, like some have no dues at all, some have just like a couple of thousand gold a week. Yeah, you can find some really good ones. You just have to look. Just if you go Guild Finder, just go casual, because they're generally the ones that are a bit more just like casual player friendly. Alright, so last one, Dolmens, or Dark Anchors. So it's these swirly items, or swirly symbols on the map. There's always 3 per zone. For the most surefire way, you can just go to Illumina Dolmen, just to the west of Oridon. You're unlock this way shrine as soon as you start a character. So you just sit here, wait for these 2. So how they work is there'll be 1 active at a time. So it'll be this one, then this one, then this one. When this one's complete, this one starts again. It probably won't take very long. All you got to do is just like wait at that Dolmen there, and it'll eventually come up. But yeah, if you want to make it a bit quicker, you can just get these way shrines here and just go to whichever one's up. I usually like to come to Deshan myself when I do these, because I find they're just a little bit less busy than the ones in Oridon and Alakir. But you know, for the sake of just completing the Dolmen itself, that's fine, actually.
Will not finish me.
And yeah. So once you hit this thing, that's the Dark Anchor done. Now I'm just gonna do a proper one. I've got to that one at the very end. I just want to do one, if people want to see, I know most people have probably seen a Dolmen, but I'll just do one where I start from the beginning, so that way you can see the whole thing. So once you get here, as soon as it starts, you'll see it pop up with the under attack icon. There'll be 6 worm cultists that show up. These worm cultists actually give you quite a bit of XP. So when New Life starts in like half a week, this is a pretty damn good way to get some XP. Right, so once you kill them, there'll be a bunch of cold harbor based enemies. And all of these enemies give you actually a pretty solid amount of XP. So what I like to do is just... I showed like a Dolmen grinding video a little while ago, and it's the outcome's the same. So just quantity over quality. So just hit everything. Now, what will happen is, the way it works is every time you kill an enemy, you see their... I'll show you with this guy. So their soul goes into these pinions, and once there's enough souls that go into the pinions, they open. And what you do is, once they're open like this, you hit them and you close them. And what that does is it restores your resources, so it'll give you health, stamina, and magicka back. So these things can be quite long if you're doing them on your own. And if you run out of resources, what you can do is just come to one of these pinions whenever you're out of resources, you hit them and you get your resources back and you can keep fighting. Once all the enemies are dead, there'll be quite a few waves of enemies that you have to fight. Once they're all dead and all the pinions are up, just close them all and then you get like a boss. So if you want higher XP, just like tap the boss. In New Life you want to hit them more, but these little enemies give you way more XP than the boss does. They give you each the same amount of XP, I think. So you want to at least hit all of them so you can get XP for killing, like for all of their kills. Oh yeah. So funnily enough, I can't remember this guy's name. The Necromancer Kitchit companion. Everybody else's companion will talk whenever Dolmens are up. It's fucking weird. Alright, one last thing. Let's quickly go through the golden now that it's up. Grunwolf. Get resources back whenever you deal critical damage. It's alright. It's okay for tanks, but tanks don't have much critical damage, critical chance anyway. Third Vulcan is an interesting minor maim, like big AoE ability. But yeah, nothing special. I don't think either of these are worth specializing in. Yeah, because this is only to you. So yeah, I don't, like it's just like a slightly better version of Bloodthorn, and Bloodthorn's not really something people use. Air is an interesting set, but there's definitely also much better stuff out there. You don't really want to be roll dodging every 6 seconds, that'll obliterate your stamina. Essence Deep. This is actually quite a cool set. Has a unique damage done buff that stacks with other stuff. Just like a very like bit niche, but still very interesting set that you can use, especially in PvP. I know there's a couple of like good PvPers that sort of think this set is quite cool. I agree. Noble Duelist. I'm pretty sure this is like it's good for lightning staff heavy attack builds, but not as good as like some of the other options. Like Sergeant and Deadly will still outperform it. Also, it's light armor, so it's not as good as Deadly, which is medium armor. But yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I wouldn't spend 200,000 on this because this is from a base game dungeon that's not too hard to do. War Maiden, same thing. This is actually a really good bomber set for PvP, I think, for Nightblades, who use like Soul Tether to bomb a bunch of people. But I wouldn't spend 100,000 on a gold ring for it. This is a overland set that you can get relatively easily. That being said, the price of the gold ring is 300,000. That's a lot. They're good, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't buy a gold version of it. Just upgrade something to gold that you find, just like a blue ring that you get from guild stores, or because you can get rings from chests and stuff like that in Vunfell, or like the dailies. Yeah, I just wouldn't spend that kind of money on this. Oh yeah, so that's everything. And do keep in mind the shoulders for the DLC ones. Even though you don't own the DLCs, you can buy them with keys. So unlike the helms, which can be much more interesting to buy with gold, these you can still get these in base games, so this is not a big deal. Alright, yeah, I'll let you decide for yourself though. Alright, that's everything. Thanks everyone for watching. If you got any questions, just let me know as always. But for now, thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time. Take care.